when I was younger, and really up until my 40s, and it was this work too, or maybe because of what I went through with Graham, I wasn't so afraid anymore. I loved people, but I was always conscious on how I interacted with people.
That's me.
You know, and even now when I don't want to, I'm trying to teach you, and I really need to say this is what I'm doing. That to me is so egotistical. Just to say this is what I'm doing, right? You know, instead of saying I want to say notice how. It's just a very weird concept. The wrist is amazing. This will help your back a lot because I can see it even when you got down. So just to examine it. So see, this is what I'm doing with the baby. See how just for me to rotate your arm here. Now if I took the whole ball, let's say, no. See even that. See how to rotate your wrist. See how your wrist is coming up versus rotating. It's not. This way you can feel where it wants to go, but this way, and again, just an observation. But let me tell you, if your wrist is doing this, then your shoulder's doing that, and then your back's doing that, and then you're lifting 3 kids, and you know, how's that working for you? So again, I was taught more so to go in here and into the ulna and the radius and start just a lift. What I do, again, it's this, I do a very light rotation of the thumb. So even this, I'm doing more of a twist. But I have connection to the shoulder. You feel that, right? So that, when I had that connection though, even if you might, let's say, not feel it, but there we go. See now that your back's going? That's how I know how intelligent you are and also what I'm dealing with. So if someone comes to me, let's say they have a neuropathy, and I'm getting that quick of a response, it's not really a neurological issue. It's life traumas, and they think it's a neuropathy, but you know what I mean? Like, you're not. And that's what I feel a lot with Mason. I mean, he's a smart bugger. And I have the ball here too, so you're not holding your hand. And it's the same thing here. And this is, the way I work with the hand is more like I would work on a baby. Just a very soothing, very gentle. There's no difference how I'd work on your hand here than his chest cavity. Now you have 26 bones in your hand, so I'm just going in and doing the same movement, but in each area. So it changes. That's where some people would say pressure points, but I look at the trajectory and the mathematics of the overall, let's say, rotation. Pacifier's not doing it?
Should I try the body?
You can, it's right there.
Here, buddy. I saw what your mom did. Hang on. I'm coming, bud. Here's one of the I don't think it's going to do it. Is it? No, I'm not going to. Oh, yeah. I haven't done this in a long time.
He won't last long.
I haven't done this in a long time. Yeah. There you go.
Excuse me. Those winds came in 2 days ago. I'm like, oh. And then yesterday I took allergy meds, but I took the drowsy kind.
Oh, I read
and I
that.
had to work like from 8 o'clock till 5. And I'm like 20 minutes into my first appointment. I'm like, oh, we didn't just do what I think we did. Oh, there we go.
I can feel it in my lower back.
No, this is why I really was. But see, I knew it, but I saw when you put your hand on the table that, you know what I mean? Like you were trying to lay down, but your arm stayed still. Feel extension now. See how you can reach for something. Now, if I would want to quicken this at this time, I can sit here and just rotate the wrist. And just very subtly, and again, it's not that I'm pushing on your pelvis. My intention is the extension on your lower back. If I just pushed on your pelvis, that hurts. Or let's just say it's uncomfortable. So now your thought went from the pleasure of this to like, what the heck's she doing on my hip? But if I just sit there and just, again, it's that rotation, rotate the wrist, and just rotate the lower back. And that's all I need to do. And then I can just come back and see if I made a difference. Now see too how this is starting to pop up? Same kind of quality that I'm working on with Mason. So his head will start to pop up versus being a lift. And this is what's nice too about the ball, is I can do the reverse. This is you learning how to fall again. That totally will relax every muscle in your body. Just letting that fall happen, and you didn't get hurt. So your brain just goes, oh, I don't have to worry about falling. Boom, my muscles just release. So if you're really tense, this is great to do right before you go to bed. Just let your arm drop. So now feel. Now look at the difference. So 2A of my quickness, this is the speed or the slowness I was talking about. Feel this hand versus this hand. And also notice, see, look at that. See how the twist and everything's starting to go? So you want that sequencing to transfer from the hand to the bone to the knee of that speed.
No, it's like a fruit bun.
And if I kill him too, 10 more show. So now, even if I take the ball now, feel the difference? And also, we'll start coming up. And see, now that would be my next conversation of the back. But I think I can just catch the fish. There you go. See how the whole shoulder blade's changing? See now how you can reach for a cup. See how you can get out of a car differently. Lift the baby. Now, because of your back issues, I don't necessarily want to leave you lopsided. So just get up and feel the difference of the two hands, and then I'll have to work on the other hand just to even you out. Unless Mason's will. So now at this point, I could compare if I wanted to. You know, what was the right one doing, what's the left one doing. But no offense, you're right-handed, most likely. I'm really not sure. I can usually tell if someone's got or someone that's older, they've got a suntan spot, because where the watch is, they always put the watch in the opposite hand. But most people are right-handed, so you've got that down. The right hand is going to have a larger movement vocabulary than the left hand for that reason. Even if you were left-handed and not right-handed, the hands are going to react differently, you know, and that just happens from birth. But, so see, this was what I was talking about. See how there's no lift to your arm. So I know already if you lift your arm, it takes effort and or it might cause some pain or discomfort. Okay, fine. I can lift here. Now this hand's not rotating even close to what the other one could, starting off. But, and here the hand's rotating, but I don't have that extension. See, so, and I'm not connected to your system right now, which is fine. But, and the reason I tell you all this, because I want you to go away learning versus, wow, she made me feel great. What'd she do? I have no idea. I just feel fine, yeah. So now again, see, I can't lift this arm. So I'm almost going to have to do the opposite, where I'm going to have to use the ball and push into it. I like working on the ball versus a stable prop or a pillow or something, because the ball goes with me. The movement is more fluid. It not only gives, but it reacts my movements. Sort of like water in a pond versus just a piece of foam. Again, I still don't have that lift. I'm still trying to see where I'm going to get it. So even though my touch is more directed with my thumb, I'm just as aware with what's going on back here to see when I have your system more. And again, I know that's kind of advanced stuff, but it's not when you're dealing with his bone. There, right there. It's still not great, but at least, you know, the hand naturally wants to, quote, come off the ball. Not on this side. Only on this side right now. And the knees now, everything, the ankles are going. Ay, 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 ay. Developmentally too, what's really nice, even though he's going, again, in and out of fuss, he's transitioning well, but he's really trying to start using his words.
Yeah.
Which at 7 months is a really nice quality versus a, quote, silent baby.
Yeah.
Feel the difference of the extension already. Now this I'm going to be a little bit different. So I'm just going to come down to your knee here. Again, just to show the rotation. I'm rotating the wrist at the same time. Did you feel just that little startle? So that means I'm just going too fast, but that's what I have to recognize when I'm working with Mace or somebody. And I'm going to come this way a little bit. And again, I'm not looking for giant gross motor. I'm just looking for that sequencing. This is very similar to what I was doing with his head and his bun. Just to say I'd like your participation. And just see if this made a difference. Huge difference.
No, that's not going to do it. Okay.
Also feel that quickness again.
Is there pacifier? There you go.
I love that noise. And when they do the puppy pants, when they get all excited, they go.
Tell me. Tell me. Tell me everything.
He doesn't do that yet.
Do you see how here the lift is just as, so in this case I've got to go, there's really, so now,
That's where I could feel it in my back.
so just, so instead of keep trying to lift it, because I've already tried 5 times, what I'm going to do is come back off the wrist and go for the rotation, or I'm going to go for it to go down, meaning the elbow going down.
Let's go twice.
But even that, notice that I'm rotating the elbow back in versus just pressing down.
Oops, 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 oops.
So you hear me?
No, it's too
So I can come up here and do it as well.
Bling. Let's get bling.
And there.
Let's get there we go.
And see how the sequencing's off? See how much I can rotate the wrist, but I can't rotate the elbow.
Oh, did that not work? Did that not work?
She's got to give her an A for effort. There we go. So see how now the elbow's sliding at least? Ah, there we go.
Go. Better.
And that's the same trick you use for kids. You know, if you try to tell them to come this way 5 times and they're not listening, you know, like all the screaming in the world's not going to. So now see how I can.
Oh, Joy. Are you mad? Are you getting mad? Are you mad at something?
And now I can go back in and do this.